Many years ago, in the capital city of Ikeja, lived a young lady named Agozie, whose heart burned for the things of God. She came to the city a couple of years ago in search of greener pastures and had had to stay with her elder brother ever since then. Agozie was raised up in the way of the Lord and spent most of her childhood working in the church. As such, when she moved to the city, she immediately located a Bible believing church and joined in. It did not take long before she became popular because of her dedication and fervor for God. She became a strong member of the choir, and you could always see her leading praise or worship every Sunday. Her elder brother soon helped her to secure a receptionist job in a firm, and for the moment, it seemed everything was going on well in Agozie's life until she started to attract suitors. Agozie was a beauty to behold, in and out, and this beauty drew lots of men to her. Her inner beauty also had an advantage because she would naturally attract favor from people, from getting free rides to work, to getting free lunch, to getting cash gifts from both acquaintances and strangers. It was obvious that Agozie was favored. It was on one of such favored days that she met Izu, a young, handsome man who came to the firm where she worked to see the manager. Agozie attended to him politely, and just before he left, he gave her a little gift for being kind and professional. However, the next day, he came by again, but this time around, not to see anyone but Agozie. Miss Agozie, good day. How are you today? Izu asked with a smile. Agozie was surprised to see him, but returned the smile. Good day, sir. I am very fine. Would you like to see the manager? Izu shook his head. No, I came to see you today. It's just a casual visit. I couldn't get over my encounter with you yesterday, and I decided to come satisfy my curiosity, if you don't mind. Agozie smiled approvingly, and then Izu went on to ask her some things about herself. By the end of their discussion, they already had a silent connection. Izu was a junior pastor in a church, and so their spirits seemed to align in addition to their values too. Izu extended a hand of friendship to Agozie, and she accepted, convinced that it was an innocent gesture. From that day on, Izu would call her for long hours and also show up at her workplace with a surprise lunch. The friendship was a sweet one, with each of them respecting their boundaries and values. While this was going on, Agozie still continued with her service at church, and it was there that she met another young man named Ugonna. Every Sunday after service, the moment Agozie stepped foot out of the church building, Ugonna would come up to her to compliment her for one thing or the other. Agozie felt it was just a harmless gesture, and so she didn't read much into it until when he started to appear with gifts too. At this time, Agozie began to suspect that he wanted more, but much to her surprise, Ugonna never said a word to her until months later when Ugonna asked to take her out for lunch that Sunday afternoon. Agozie agreed and went out with him. As they were eating, Ugonna paused and looked at her for a brief moment before clearing his throat. Agozie, I know you might be wondering why I brought you out here. Well, I believe it is time I open my heart to you. I have known you for a while now, and I don't need anyone to tell me that you are an angel. But what I didn't know was that you would be the angel meant for me. Agozie's eyes narrowed in confusion. What do you mean? Ugonna then continued. I have been praying seriously to God for some months now, for him to lead me to my life partner, the right woman for me, the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. And each time I get a revelation, I see you standing in white, smiling at me. and beckoning to me to come to you. At first, I wasn't sure and I didn't want to mix things up. But then, for the past few weeks, whenever I sleep, I am always seeing you singing melodiously. And then, when I come to join you in singing, the heavens open beautifully, a sign that this union will be perfect. Agoze, I don't want to delay further. You are the one God has chosen for me. I want you to be my wife. Agozia's eyes widened in shock as